Well, it has been a few days, and so I decided we'll just go ahead and do a live version of the afternoon drive this evening. Later this week, I should get back onto the regular schedule. Thank you for your patience coming out of a holiday weekend. I had family came in from out of town. It's been a very busy summer for us, and some other things are in the works, and I'll share more about that with you later. Well, of course, everybody's been talking about the movie Sound of Freedom. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, it's powerful. It's heavy. It's heartbreaking. Everyone needs to see it. And we all know why the liberal mainstream media is just trashing all over it, why Hollywood doesn't want anyone to see it. First of all, it's a reflection of them, it's a reflection of the oligarch, it's a reflection of those that believe they gain power by corrupting innocents. And we've had all these discussions before, so I'm not going to get into all of that tonight. I want to share an experience I had and why it is a perfect example of what happened to America. If you think of America as a business or a store that you liked shopping at, and all of a sudden they started making changes, carrying a different product line, and you couldn't find what you like to get at that store where they used to have it. And when you finally find the new location of it, you get it a couple more times, and then all of a sudden they just don't carry it anymore. And pretty soon you can't stand that store anymore. It falls into disarray, disrepair, and eventually it just a demise of itself, and it goes out of business. Remember when everybody shopped at Sears, the place where America shops? Can you even find a Sears anymore? You see what I'm saying? America is that. I went to a McDonald's today. I had family in for the weekend, so I had to take them to the Detroit airport to drop them off. And on the way back through, I decided we had to get up at dark 30 and get to the airport early. And as I was driving home, I decided I wanted an Egg McMuffin. So I pulled into a McDonald's, and of course, first thing you do, you got to order at the kiosk now. And you know, I don't know about you, but I like my food. Sometimes I want certain things on, I want certain things left off, and then, you know, the ordering the coffee and what size and what do you want in it. And it's, you know, you're doing all of this and scrolling back and doing all of this and scrolling forward. And then finally, you get the order in, it tells you to take a number, you take the number, and you go and you sit down. And you wait. And you wait. And you wait. And you wait. In the meantime, I'm watching people who came in after me getting their food. So eventually, when one of the servers was walking by, I said, "Hey, I put my order in a half an hour ago. I haven't gotten it yet. And the people that you just served literally just came in 5 minutes ago." So she looked at my table number, she looked at my order, and about 10 minutes later, here came my order. My order had been out, but they put it in the takeout, even though they had assigned me a number because I was dine-in. My whole point in all of this is this new system that McDonald's has doesn't work. It hasn't worked since they introduced these kiosks. And now in most of their restaurants, you can't even get a live person at the register anymore. Recently, I went into a different McDonald's. I wanted to order something to go because the drive-through was 2 lines wide and wrapped around the building. I literally thought it could be faster, just go in. All I ordered was a coffee to go, and it took me 40 minutes to get it. And I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating. McDonald's has killed its own chain. It's destroyed it. You know, the McDonald's originally, the creation of the McDonald brothers, came at about at a time when the American drive-in was notorious for slow service, places that, you know, weren't always family friendly. Sometimes a rough crowd kind of hung out there. And so the McDonald brothers created not just a streamlined, simplified menu: burger, fries, Coke, shake, That was it. That was it. But you could get it in 30 seconds or less because they devised what was called the speedy system, the way that you actually put an order together. So you could make your order at the point of sale to a real human being, pay your money, which would have been back in the day about 50 to 75 cents, and within 30 seconds, the meal was in your hand. And you went, you sat down, you ate it, you threw everything away, and you went on your way and about your day and your business. Now, literally, you can spend time waiting for a server like this was a full sit-down restaurant. Now, somebody within corporate McDonald's thought this is gonna be the recreation of the brand. And sometimes when you recreate the brand, you tank it. Just ask Budweiser after Dylan Mulvaney. As they keep trying to roll out more commercials telling us they're still American and they're still for the working man. No, they're not. And they're certainly not rolling out any commercials that are funny. And they're not rolling out those fratty boy party commercials anymore either. So they're trying to be less woke and more patriotic. It's not going to work. They ruin their brand. And McDonald's has ruined its brand. There's no more just, first of all, it takes longer to order at a kiosk than if you talk to a person. Because when I go in, if it's lunch, I'm going to get a meal number one. That's the Big Mac meal. I don't like onions or pickles on my Big Mac. I know there's chopped up pickles in the special sauce, but I don't want actual pickles on my patty, and I don't want diced onions. So I always order a number one, no pickles, no onions, Coke Zero. That's my standing order. But when I go in and have to order at the kiosk, I have to literally go in and take things off the burger. And then you got it, it's everything is its own icon, and you got to do it one at a time. And eventually it would be just so much faster to walk in, talk to a human being. And they used to just kind of turn around and get the food ready and put it on a tray and hand it to you, and you went on your way. No more. And this is what's happened to America. Now, I grant you that somewhere, some graduate of some business and marketing have gotten together, the young rookies within the corporate world at McDonald's, and they sold upper management on a new way to attract families. We'll be seen more as not just fast food, because fast food says junk food and it says unhealthy food, but we'll create an atmosphere where people come in and dine in, and we have like a waiter bring it to them. That's not McDonald's. I have a simple solution, a simple philosophy that I've operated all of my ministries and every business that I've ever been involved in where I have been a manager. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If we're going to quote, fast food and food product icons, Orville Redenbacher, do one thing, do it better than anybody else. Do one thing, do it better than anybody else. Ray Kroc, if he were alive today, would die if he walked in one of his McDonald's. They're just absolutely inefficient and atrocious. They put all the emphasis first on the drive-through, and then the customer that's dumb enough to walk in to order to go is going to get the shaft. They get it the worst. And the dine-in, you're going to sit, and you're going to wait, and you're going to wait. And it's supposed to be fast food. Some of these no-name fast food places, granted, they're not the icon of McDonald's. They don't have the Big Mac. But boy, you're in and you're out. 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 And again, it isn't rocket science. It's a burger. It's fries. It's a drink. I don't need this to be a dining experience like I'm going to a 5-star restaurant. And this is what America has done. We have bought into a woke ideology because every corporation has added their Department of Diversity, their Department of Equity, their Department of Inclusion, and you can go on and on and on and on. And then we are being bullied by the LGBTQ community. They don't want to just be accepted. They want to be endorsed. They want to be embraced. They want you to absolutely promote them. pass everything that they do off as completely normal. Dudes can now become women, women can become dudes, and you've even got the CDC and the NIH and other so-called scientific institutions telling us we are in a new evolution. And all of this is because these woke snowflakes from, over the past 15 years on college campuses graduated and have gotten jobs in marketing and at Fortune 500 companies and have thrust this insanity onto the rest of us. Went to the movies the other night with the family, and of course, you watch the coming attractions, and one of the big movies they're pushing is Oppenheimer, the story of the development of the atomic bomb. And Matt Damon has a line, according to the trailer anyway, about you put the greatest scientific minds together with the might of American industry, and there is nothing we can't do. Well, that is no more. First of all, we've let the Democrats and Beijing Biden ship all of our jobs again overseas after Donald Trump brought them back. So there is no American manufacturing might anymore. Our enemies and former enemies make our pharmaceuticals, our drugs, our medicine. They make everything. We make nothing. And what we do make now is crap, and it's junk. Because we're more interested in, wait, do you have enough LBGT people on that assembly line? Because everything is about diversity and equity, and nothing is about quality. And there was a time in this country we emphasized quality. We emphasize taking pride, real pride. I'm talking about the pride of doing a good job, not the pride in who you slept with last night. Just because you're a dude and you put a male appendage in your mouth doesn't mean you get to be celebrated for a month because you're so brave. You've contributed so much to society. Really? Really? So as we watch corporation after corporation listen to these woke fools, Target found out real fast, parents just weren't interested in tuck swimsuits. Ben and Jerry's, as they come out and lecture us that the 4th of July is a horrible holiday. There's now a group of Native Americans that want to sue them for stealing Native American land to build their headquarters on it. Bum. We have got to stop letting the inmates run the asylum. We are seeing pushback now. We are seeing a page turned in the culture war. The drag queens coming after kids, the homosexual pride parades marching down the street saying, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your kids. People, even Democrats, have had enough. And the pendulum is beginning to swing back. And I say thank God, because I want a real Big Mac. I don't want one made out of bugs. I don't want a vegan burger. I want a real Big Mac. Preferably one where the patties are bigger than $50. I still like my 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, pickles, cheese, onions, on a sesame seed bun, minus the pickles and onions. Ron DeSanctimonious is tanking in the polls. I told you, he's not ready for prime time. He has no original thoughts or ideas. All he's trying to do is out-Trump Trump, and you can't out-Trump the Don. Donald Trump is on the rise, doing well. Ron DeSantis tanked at an event in New Hampshire. Stick a fork in him, baby. I like Vivek Ramaswamy. He stands no chance. I like him. And I love the fact that RFK Jr. is making life very uncomfortable for Democrats and liberals right now. So we are seeing some pushback. We are seeing people starting to get it and wanting to go back to normal, go back to sanity. Now, if we can just get McDonald's to go back to, may I take your order, taking it, and then handing it to us so we can just go sit down and eat and get out of there and not wait for our server to not know what they're doing because you've killed your own business.